RJ Kielty, plumbing, heating, cooling, celebrating 15 years of bringing comfort to you. Healing Realty, call RJ Kielty, they'll get your system working to cool you down. And if fixing a leak is what you seek, RJ Kielty service is the best around. RJ Kielty, plumbing, heating, cooling, over 50 years of bringing comfort to you.
We call it the Denton Desert.
Horrible. All right, welcome to Kielty's Corner, and we have two of my most favorite people here with me, Miss Tammy and Mr. Doug, with Kiddy Up Ranch, and we have something really exciting going on this weekend, Saturday, 12 to 3, correct?
Yep, 12 to 3. We have our annual autism awareness event at Kiddy Up. We have awesome vendors. We're going to have, swag party rentals. We're going to have case splits, Sodify, A+ lawn and pest control. So many other vendors, 14 actually. So, and they're all bringing tons of different activities, food, beverages. It's going to be such a fun time. So we're looking forward to it.
Yeah. I'm excited about all the vendors this year. I mean,
yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's huge. So,
and like last year too, they're all bringing different activities and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's going to be just a good time for the kids.
Absolutely.
And even for a better cause.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, we were talking before when we were shooting the last videos at Kiddy Up. We've got to be like over 10 years, probably, right? Yeah.
And it was
10 years.
funny because when you and I talked about it, the very, like that afternoon, I was just kind of scrolling through and looking at memories, and it came up. And I was like, okay, Tanner and I were definitely on point on that one.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. And it's, I guess you guys could talk a little bit about like the farm animals and activities you guys have there for everybody. That's such the pony ride. I know that's just a huge hit every year.
Yeah, it's funny because, with Kiddy Up over the years, we're, 15 years in now. And, we started with just the equine therapy, the therapeutic horseback riding. And over the years, having some of the same participants since they were children are now adults, and, watching the progression. But it didn't just happen on the back of a horse. There was many different aspects to it. And I think it was, us really living out the vision and mission of what Kiddy Up is. And it's finding the ability regardless of the disability. So whatever that dis is. And so, animals work so well with our autistic population because of the sensory, the input, the output, the regulations, and, just seeing the progression, not only with the children, but the parents, like look at Katie, who did the video. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know about y'all, but I cried watching that video.
That was an awesome
I haven't-
video
yeah,
you
she-
put together.
Yeah. Brooke told me about it yesterday. It was, I guess like a 10-minute, almost like a documentary. That's awesome.
And what she did reveal in the video, which I wasn't sure if she was going to, but Katie's autistic herself. And so having two children who are also on the spectrum, I remember when she first started at Kiddy Up, and I would see her in the playground area as I was passing by with another child on horseback, and she was just crying. The frustrations, just not knowing what to do, where to go, how her and her children were going to fit in the spaces that they were in. And to see that family's transformation over the years has been simply amazing. And so now she is one of our absolute best volunteers, and she's so good with, our participants, and she's, had horseback riding in her childhood. So watching her, progress through the years with, helping our horses who, were not necessarily in the program yet, but watching her progress them, seeing her kids in our micro school. It's been amazing. We've got to see that testimony in real life.
Well, I could just see it in your volunteers, because typically somebody's not going to volunteer their time unless it's for a greater good.
Yeah.
So just that, shows what you guys are doing. I love that.
I always say, our branding has the heart and the hand. And really at the end of the day, that's the volunteer. That heart of that volunteer is amazing, and we are so thankful. I mean, we have volunteers who have been there for 15 years, 10 years, 8 years, and to give each and every week on a rainy day, a cold day, a Christmas day. I mean, I told Doug on Easter Sunday, we had volunteers showing up, and it was like,
Really?
they didn't have to do this. Like, this is a holiday, and they still chose to come, and so it's amazing what we get to see at the ranch.
It's not easy work either. It's not like they're at a
No.
desk,
Especially now, Kiddy Up's really become a working ranch. We really started getting into the vocational side of things too, and so we have the milking and the dairy side and the market, and so our animals are actually helping to fund the vision and mission as well. So, it's pretty cool.
So the market, how is that kind of blossomed?
The oh my gosh. Way faster than we thought. Now we're just trying to catch up.
Yeah.
And that's, Southern Sunshine Farms is a huge part, because not only does it sit right there at Kiddy Up, but it donates 100% of the proceeds to the ranch, and it's funny because I'll say to Doug, how do we explain the ranch anymore? So you got like Kiddy Up is the hub, the ranch, and then you have Southern Sunshine Farms, and you have Farmstead Micro School, and you have Heartland Dairy and Livestock, and you have like all of these pillars that make up the ranch. But the one commonality that they all have is that they all support the mission, which is to find the ability regardless of the disability. So
I love that too. And, we kind of speak on that a little bit. Some people, when they hear autistic or people with disabilities, a lot of times, they may have a disability in something, but then they might have an exceptional ability in other things. You know what I mean? So,
and it's, with autism awareness, I was speaking to a lady that we had got a lot of we're going for our grade A dairy license this year, which is very complex. And I told Doug, I said, do you know who I want to work in our dairy? Is people with autism.
Oh, that'd be.
That's and we already do have vocational participants there, and we employ people with disabilities as well. And it's amazing to see, because there's so much attention to
I
detail.
was about to say, so thorough. So you just want to be given direction and just one after another.
So so much attention to detail. I've always been one of those people. I'll never forget it. I guess it was about 10 years ago. I had a parent who came to me, and she's like, my child was just diagnosed with autism. And I know that their face was so concerning. It was like the worst diagnosis in the world. And that's how they felt in their heart, but I was able to share with her the population that we serve and how incredible that, people of all abilities, but the kids with autism, like they're just amazing. And to find, their, it's locked within self, but once you unlock it and you really get to see the intellectual abilities that, especially those with autism have, like, they're way smarter than we are.
Yeah, no, they are.
They're way smarter than we are. They are way smarter. And the way that they go about things, and it is a spectrum. So it's not all are the same. You might have one that when you're riding a horse, you're able to put pressure. They want the pressure. And then you might have one that says, don't touch me. It literally gives me pain for you to touch me. But it's an amazing population to serve and to work with.
Yeah, like Chris, God, I can't remember his last name, starts with an A, but he writes books, and he's come to our autism events and stuff like that. And he could, if once you tell him your birthday, he could like know exactly what happened during that day on your
Right?
birthday, like how many days it was, and he has it imprinted in his mind forever. He'll let you know, like on Facebook, hey, happy birthday or whatever, just you know, something I could never do. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, just exceptional at, you know, different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have taught me so much through the years, and again, understanding that it is really a spectrum, that,
Mhm.
not one person diagnosed with autism is going to fit in the other person's same box.
Mhm.
And that really has to do with anybody's individuality, but if they're putting the label of ASD or autism or Asperger's or whatever on somebody, being able to learn the uniqueness of that person is amazing. Watching what the horses reveal and the
Mhm.
animals reveal is super cool. Because where, I've watched kids who have sat in speech therapy for years and would not talk. And I've watched them have a full blown conversation with the horse
Yeah.
before,
Because they
and
feel that kind of connection and the horse feels that connection.
they
Yeah.
do. And, Katie had even referenced this in the video, which I loved because the horse boy method, which is something that we do at the
Mhm.
ranch, she talked about the horses being, more on a side to side than a confrontational face to face. And that can be intimidating.
Mhm.
And, that's why a lot of times the back riding side of what we do works so well because we're behind them.
Mhm.
We're, talking to them behind them. And it's not that direct face to face, which can be very intimidating. And so there's a lot of different things that we're able to see happen at the ranch through the animals.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
So I guess kind of talk, you know, somebody who, you know, has a child that's autistic, like what are the different things you do? I know the horse boy method, but like what are the kind of, I guess kind of run me through, I guess the first few weeks, kind of like what they would be doing.
So the first thing is to really figure out what the goals of the child are,
Mhm.
or the participant. And I say participant because we have adults, too.
Yeah.
Um, really depending on what it is. And, we always say at the ranch, we're going to teach the same things. They're going to learn responsibilities. They're going to learn accountability. They're going to have fun. We really do try the follow the child method within safety.
Yeah.
We want to learn what their interests are. Um, they might come for a horseback riding or therapeutic riding session, but they may not want to start with a horse, and that
Yeah.
is okay. And that's why we have so many different elements of the ranch that are available to everybody. The gardens, the petting zoo, the goats, the
Mhm.
cows, the horses, the sheep, all of it. All of it is part of the ranch. And there's not one part that they are excluded from. So it may be that we're going to start in a petting zoo area, or maybe they have not fit into the traditional school system.
Mhm.
So we have the micro school that we have.
Mhm.
And that has been
Yeah. I wanted to,
wow.
that's what I wanted to talk about because I definitely want, and I'm sure I know you already talked about how, you know, popular it is already, but
Yeah.
like, you know, teaching young kids stuff that really, really matters, you know, versus, you know, a lot of stuff school matters. I'm not saying that, but
Yeah.
like, you know,
But we get to do reading, writing, and arithmetic through life application in an
yes,
agricultural
life
setting.
application. Yeah.
And it's real time.
Mhm.
It is real stuff, and it's,
The
you
kids don't
know,
even know they're learning.
they don't. They don't.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I asked one of our older students, she's actually graduating this year. I asked Riley, I said, what's your favorite part, about Farmstead? And she said that I get to have hands-on learning and it doesn't really feel like school.
Mhm.
And they're doing economics, and they're
Yeah.
creating their own farms. And a few weeks ago, they were doing this whole thing on what was the best cattle to buy at this time, and if they purchased it for this amount, and then what would they do and how much would they sell it for. And they're doing real life stuff. And they're part of doing daily chores. And
Mhm.
they have been part of delivering babies.
Mhm.
And they talk about anatomy in ways that would freak a regular school kid out. And
Mhm.
to them it's just like, okay, well, that was the placenta, and that was
Yeah.
so by the time that these kids are done at the end of their day, they've done more in a 4-hour day than what most have done in a lifetime. You know, they've been
I agree with
exposed
that
to so much.
100%.
They go home dirty every day.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
it's
awesome.
They do. And, you know, I told Doug the other day, it's not the other day, it was a few weeks ago, but it was a Tuesday morning and I had just come out of the milking parlor and these kids literally were running to their classroom. I'm like, normally kids are running away from the classroom. Like, this is really cool. Like they're running to the farm, you know?
Yeah.
And it's, yeah, the school was always part of the vision and mission. Years ago, just trying to get it kicked off was so hard. And I really didn't know what it looked like. It was, you know, was it a charter school? Was it a private school? What was it? And it just, you know, Doug and I had taken our niece and nephew a few years back and we homeschooled them for a year and they lived with us. And we did this learning. We did life application learning. And it's funny because Jackson came back and he built a structure in the goat parlor. And, you know, he was 11 when he did it.
That's kind of what I say. If you can read a tape measure and swing a hammer, you're not going to go hungry.
No, you're not. And that's what we're losing more and more. And I don't even know if they have shop class anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people are just, you know, that, you know, they can't do anything themselves. They have to, you know, rely on somebody else to do anything in their home. And, you know,
Yeah.
we make money on that, but I still try to say, hey, if it's something simple, like, hey, we could help you over the phone or, you know what I mean? I'd rather, you know, take care of somebody versus, you know.
Yeah. And teaching them trades, you know, and teaching them just how to do anything. I mean, we've had high school students come in that, you know, they don't know how to do a push mower.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, simple things. You know, it's
or even a rake or a shovel.
Yeah.
I mean, just the obvious things.
or how to hold a broom.
So
and
we've
sweep.
had somebody out here and Jesse would say he went out there, he's like, what's this guy? He was like brooming like the wrong way and backwards. And
They really don't know how.
They don't know how. He's like, hey, dude,
Yeah.
you know.
I was listening to a sermon and I was laughing about it because the guy said, you know, we expect everybody to make a homemade cornbread, but they've only ever lived out of a Jiffy box. And I'm like, that's so true. You know, not everybody has learned, you know, these things. And, you know, I think that's really what our ranch is about. You know, it's finding what you can do, regardless of what the world might say that you can't do, or maybe that you shouldn't do or wouldn't do. And it's, you know, it's neat to see just even through chores or whatever. But to go back to your original question, you know, we really just kind of follow the child and see, you know, what is it that you're most interested in?
Yeah. That's what I love about you guys. Every time I talk to you, I'm like, you guys are doing something else that's really
I
cool.
know.
I heard about the, you know, micro school and then doing kind of like a summer, you know, summer camp kind of type thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, that's what people need, you know?
Last week was their spring break and they're like, can we just come here all week?
Yeah.
They didn't want to go. They didn't want to go on spring
Yeah,
break.
come on,
It was a muck break. Have your knock yourself.
Yeah. Miss Taylor got creative though, because we weren't planning on them being at school during spring break. So they ended up going to Wiki Wachi and they went to a couple of museums and they got outside of the farm a little bit for some experiences. But she's like, what do I do? They don't want to go home for spring break. And I'm like, okay, well, let's figure it out.
I'm sure they get kind of attached to the animals and stuff too, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they do. And you know, they have supportive families and you know, we've had moms that sit right there as we're, you know, delivering babies. And so
that's awesome.
It is. It's super cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of the parents too, they never got a lot of that growing up too.
Yeah.
You know, so they want it for their
children.
They do. You know, the dairy this year has really brought so much new life to the ranch, but it has been amazing to see, you know, what everybody has gained out of that and seeing what the kids are doing. Like the farmstead school, they milk the two Nigerian goats. They milk them every morning that they're there and they do the whole process from beginning to end. They clean the machines. They even take pictures at the end of it to show me how clean everything is.
That's good.
So there's the accountability piece
Mhm.
and the responsibility of taking care of all of that. So it's cool. It's neat to see how everything is kind of just evolved on its own,
Mhm. I
So
just hope in Florida we could preserve enough land and stuff like that to keep
I
this way of
know.
life
That's
going.
Yeah.
that's seriously, that's the downfall.
Yeah.
Because like, as much as I like to say we're, just everything around us is building,
I know.
it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we need this. Like we need to be hands-on with stuff
Mhm.
and teaching, and we need preservation of land and
Mhm.
agricultural settings, and people need to know that eggs don't just come from Publix. Like,
Yeah.
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 you know,
Exactly.
And they need that land to nurture the animal. The
Yeah.
water grows the grass, the cow eats the
Mhm.
grass, and when all that goes away,
yeah,
then you're bringing in hay, and that stuff gets expensive.
Yeah.
understanding your ecosystem, understanding,
Mhm.
there's so many things within just the land itself, that so many jobs that are created just right
Mhm.
there, and the preservation of that. It's like, why are we taking that away? Why are we
Mhm.
taking so much of it away?
Mhm.
We moved where we are because of the land that was around us. Well, now the 330 acres has sold.
Yeah.
So there's one piece of land that we're really trying for that's next to us, because we want to keep being able to serve the community and keep
Mhm.
going, and it takes land to
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah. And I know Wilton Simpson, they're doing a good job of trying to buy as much as they
Yes.
can. That
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have looked into it. It's called there's a few different ones, but his is like Florida Farms and or Florida Cattle and Farms Land or
Hmm.
something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
But that's kind of helping at least preserve. But I just hopefully it's fast. I don't know if it's enough.
I
You know what I
know.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're actually looking into selling off our development rights in our property up in the Cedar Key area, just because I don't want And then we're meeting with landowners around us too. Actually, a large cattle company
Yeah.
that own like 10,000 acres or whatever, and then they're also trying to put in for it as well too,
Yeah.
because you got to be able to preserve.
You
You
have
know what I
to.
mean?
You have to. And going back to the autism side of things, Temple Grandin, which I think any family who has any experience or new to, ASD,
Mhm.
that learning about Temple Grandin is amazing.
Mhm.
She is autistic herself. When she was 4 years old, they want to institutionalize her.
Mm.
She she is a professor. She is one of the biggest advocates for autism. She is the one who created the cattle chute to lessen the stress. So when they went to harvest, that they weren't releasing all of these, hormones that were going to make the meat taste bad. Like, she
Wow.
is a
Yeah.
scientist, and she is amazing. But the animal facilitated learning side and how much it has helped autism is amazing,
Mhm.
and so, you know, being able to do like an event like what we're getting ready to do is huge, because there's so many times that we hear at this event, I couldn't believe, my child said walk on, or,
Mhm.
I didn't know that they liked a horse, or, the families get to see them in a different environment
Mhm.
and get to see the possibilities within that.
Mhm.
And that is one of the coolest parts about the autism event. I just
Mhm.
love that.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
It's neat. It's neat. It's neat
I
for
guess
sure.
we could read some comments.
Yeah.
Yep. So let's see. Regan Weiss said, please feel free to use the Hub Network to talk about Kitty Up every day. Everyone everyone needs to know about you, and Tanner's handsome. That is all.
Jesus.
Thanks, Reagan.
Of course, Reagan.
Yep. And then that looks like
I'll let you talk.
okay.
So
Oh, we have
I do a lot of talking, so that's my
no,
problem.
we got another one.
Okay.
The outside of animals are good for the inside of humans. This
Amen.
is true.
Amen.
And it's
Scotty.
true.
Amen.
That's a
Yes.
good
How you doing, Scotty?
No,
Yes.
I definitely think what you guys do is awesome. Actually, I didn't realize the connection until I had met you, but my my mom works with autistic children in the school district, but her best friend Elsa has a daughter who's my age, Monica, and she
Yes.
has autism. And they got married at Kiddy Up Ranch. And
Oh,
then
wow.
She did. And
Yes.
Monica,
Mhm.
I got to learn so much through Monica.
I have too, yes.
Ah.
Because I wasn't exposed to that
Yes.
until I met her and was around her.
And she really was a movement kid. You know, she used to ride my big Belgian Rosie, which was this big, huge, comfy couch. And just to see Monica when
Rosie.
she was riding on Rosie, oh, it was amazing. I got to learn so much, you know,
Yeah.
through her and through Elsa and the family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're awesome.
Yeah,
and
they
so-
are. I remember you and I talking about that.
Yes. Yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, wow, I didn't realize that connection.
Small world.
It is a small world. Is there anything that, like, when you first started out, that you just can't believe, like, this is where we're at now? 15 years later?
Yeah, I can't believe we made it through some of the storms we had to go
Yeah, that too.
through. You know, it is. It is amazing, and it went way beyond any dream I could have dreamt.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. God is good.
Yeah.
He's so good.
God is good. He's
He
put
is
the
so
right
good.
people in the right places to
Yeah,
help
and
everything
I'm
flourish.
thankful for unanswered prayers along the way
Mhm.
as well. You know,
Mhm.
but to see where it is, I actually wrote about Kiddy Up when I was in 6th grade, and to see what I wrote about and to see where it is now, it was like God just knew that this is what I was called to do.
Mhm.
And it's been an amazing journey.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what the next 15 years looks
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
You
So
know.
maybe talk about that. What kind of at that point in your life, what kind of called you to start the ranch?
Ooh, well, I was in ministry and I
Mhm.
did the business world
Mhm.
and I was volunteering. It happened through volunteering. And I was volunteering at another ranch and I just happened they asked me if I would help with a class on a Saturday and I was like, "Sure."
Mhm.
And there was a little girl with cerebral palsy, Teresa
Mhm.
Gotney, and I helped with her class and it was like I knew that I knew. I'll never forget. I'm still friends with him to this day. He has a payroll company now, but I worked for a payroll company, Juan Segura, and I went on one of my planning session days, and it was the biggest monetary month I had,
Mhm.
and I acquired a huge acquisition with ADP,
Mhm.
and I was sitting there, and he said, "Well, before we get started," and I said, "Before we get started, I'm gonna go ahead and resign." He's like, "What?" What? And I was
You're doing
like,
so good.
"Yeah, yeah." I
Mhm.
mean, so I, threw out the high heels and the pantyhose and
Mhm.
went to boots and never went back,
Mhm.
and it really, it was part of my life as a kid, and so to be able to see, and it really started with the disabled child in mind.
Mhm.
But what I learned through the years was that, well, it was not only beneficial for the disabled child, it was for the disabled adult, the veteran, the human trafficked, the youth at risk, the parent,
Mhm.
everybody,
husband.
the
The
husband,
husband.
the husband, for everybody, my kids, for their works and, bringing out their teammates and, having respite time. And so I really did learn that, Kitty Up was way bigger than what I had ever thought it to be.
Mhm.
And that
Reach so
was
much different groups of people.
so many different groups. And that's why we couldn't just say it's just for, because people would call me and go, "Well, I'm there. I'm calling with the doctor and I'll have this diagnosis so they can come." And I'll never forget getting that call going, "Wait a minute. They think that they have to be disabled to come to Kitty Up."
Mhm.
I was like, "No, this is for everybody."
Mhm.
Like, how are we ever going to teach kids to play on a playground
Yeah.
with different people if we don't start playing on the playground with everybody being different?
Mhm.
Like, it's got to start there, right?
Uh-huh.
So that's what we do. We all play together,
Mhm.
and it's amazing. They help each other.
Just giving people a chance.
giving them a
Yeah.
chance. Yeah.
Mhm.
And it doesn't look so different anymore.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
it's like, okay, well, can I help you? Do you need my help? And that's, it's people throw out that word inclusional, but what does it really mean? Like
Mhm.
you have to demonstrate that. You have to see it,
Mhm.
and at Kiddy Up we have the accountability piece, and some people like it and some people don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
No,
that's life.
that's life. That's, I
We play
love that
our
you have to be, yeah. That
That's the way
helps
it
him so
is.
much. And my dad always made me accountable for everything. And sometimes I would, curse him
Yeah.
in my head or whatever, but
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
I thanked him later on in life because that's what
Absolutely.
matters.
Yeah. And it's those visits that we get 10 years later that go, okay, I did kind of piss you off back then, but you know what? You're very thankful today.
Yeah.
And we've had those because, my dad always used to tell me, if you like me all the time, I'm not doing my job. And, they sometimes don't want to tack the horse or they don't want to pick up the poop after the horse is pooped. But,
Mhm.
we're never going to be the facility where you just come and ride and that's it. There's always going to be a work ethic that we're going to teach you behind it. And that might not be for everybody.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But that's our vision and mission. We
Mhm.
want to find what you can do regardless of anything.
Yeah.
And so
They're going to learn more from doing that than they will.
Yeah.
on the horse, in my
100%.
opinion.
Yeah, 100%.
Mhm.
So it's
You got
cool.
to plant that seed of willingness, and you got to plant the seed of hard work. And you just,
Yeah.
even though they're only with us for an hour or two, or a couple of days a week, if they go home and they're sitting there and they go, that stack of books needs to be straightened.
Yeah, but
Seed working, just let it evolve into hardworking people. And I think that's what we try to give back to society,
Yeah.
is a person that can actually, feel good and go out there and do a good job,
Mhm.
And Mr. Doug teaches them. He teaches them how to use drills, how to build fences, how to drive tractors. Shh, don't say that. Insurance might be watching. I always tell him he's
Cut.
my biggest fan.
Probably shouldn't be running that. Don't put your finger in front of it.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
did that with my kids.
yeah. They want
My
to
dad
learn.
did with
They
me,
don't want
you
to be
know.
the guy handing you the screw. They want to be the one running the drill. I said,
That's
there
right.
you go.
Here we go. Have fun.
Yeah, if you work for me today, if you're not sweating, dirty, and bleeding, you probably didn't have to learn much.
Yeah.
So I
But-
guess let's talk about some of the construction projects that you guys
Oh.
had throughout the years. So if you guys
Man.
don't know, Doug was retired.
Yeah.
He asked me if he could go volunteer for a fire department.
We were talking about it. He goes, yeah, that's
Yeah,
Probably a little easier.
for a while.
He's like, can I just go volunteer somewhere? I'm like, why, are you tired?
No, I just want to volunteer like, all day, 24 hours.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you guys, so when I remember the first time I seen the facility, it still looked beautiful then, you know what I mean? But you guys have just added so many different things, and it's
Yeah.
fits too. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It fits. Everything fits. It's eclectic. It's just beautiful.
Thank you. He finally gets to build. We lost his dad a few years ago, and he made a way for Doug to build the shop of his dreams.
Mhm.
And so, it's going to facilitate a lot of Kiddy Up stuff too,
Mhm.
as our entire life does.
Mhm.
But I did ask him why the shop was bigger than our house.
Hey, I can't blame you there. You know.
Can't park a boat in the shop, in the house. You know what I'm
There we
saying?
go.
So I'm very excited for that for him. Though.
That's going to be really
Yeah.
nice.
Anyway, even Home Depot ran away from his old shop. They're like,
Yeah.
we don't want nothing to do with that thing.
It was 24 by 36 when I started. After a few hurricanes, it's got metal flying off of it. It's about 24
Yeah.
by 24 now. So
Yeah, I had to
it
put
was time. I've got every bit out of that shop
Yeah.
that I got now. There's just no more to get. So.
Mhm.
Yeah. So at the autism event, you're going to see all of these huge
8x8 posts.
8x8
sticking
posts
13
sticking
feet
up.
in the air.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
the start of of a really grand shop,
Yeah.
which will be neat because, that's something that we wanted to add to Farmstead too is, shop, workshop,
Mhm.
being able to do the woodworking side and
Yeah.
everything. These kids process chickens and everything. Like they do it
That's
all.
awesome.
They
Yeah.
do. They have done it all.
Some of my best memories are me and my dad. We built like a playhouse out back.
Yeah.
Some of our hunting property, we built, hunting stands and stuff
Sure.
like that. and
Wonderful.
Yeah.
yeah, measuring and
Yeah.
Yep.
painting and through bowls, whatever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And being
Yeah.
able to know and do that, not be afraid to do that.
Yeah.
It's amazing, right? When
I,
you
I,
do
that's I
just-
love it. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. So for this being the 10-year anniversary of, the autism event, one of the goals that we have is to turn the playground more into a sensory type of playground. You
Yep.
know what I mean? Like having more of the activities to expose them to more stuff. There's so many kids that won't do certain things because they don't want to get dirty or they are afraid to touch something or whatever. And that fear is never going to go away unless you expose them to it. It was the same thing with processing chickens. Like we really had to get through some things with that, but
it's a little tough in the beginning. Yeah, I guess you probably can't start with that.
Yeah.
it
Come on,
was,
kids.
yeah, it was. And then it's funny because I think after a few chickens were done, it was like, oh, let me go ahead and do that. And let me get in there. And then they're packaging and then they're doing this, and, really learning where their food's coming from. And, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. And we talked about your vision and
Yeah.
everything on that too. We're going to make it happen.
I think it'd be
happen.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. I mean, you go to that place and it's like jam packed with so much cool stuff. Oh, yeah. Doug's put a lot of work in this
Oh,
place.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I've had some pretty good help along the way.
Yeah.
He definitely has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have contributed
Yeah.
the part that I can.
Yeah. The community support, Mr. Todd, he was a part of
Yeah.
helping get Kiddy Up
Now we got
where we're at. And
Oh, yeah. He's
Four Gym Farms.
for Jim Farms, Dalton has been an intricate
Dalton,
part of,
yeah.
helping. And it definitely has taken a village to get us where we're at today and to sustain us through a lot of the things that we've had to go through, the insurance stuff and moving and COVID and,
Yeah. Yeah.
every business has felt this stuff
Oh,
along
yeah.
the way,
Oh, yeah.
and
COVID,
people
that really
forget
was
that,
tough.
even though you're a non-for-profit, it's still a business.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's
Yeah.
still a business and it still has to act like one and it still has to operate as
Yeah.
one.
Otherwise, you won't be successful.
Or else you won't be successful and then you won't be able
To
to
help people.
right. Yeah. So our goal is to be 53 years, and being that household name as well, like RJ Kielty. So yeah.
I think you guys are well on your way and you guys do an amazing job for our community. And we are just so blessed to have you guys.
Thanks,
I
Tanner.
always talk about it like when I, first met you, I could just feel like the goodness,
Thank you.
not only in you, but of what you were trying to do. So,
Yeah.
For sure.
Because there are definitely, I'd say 90% of people, have really good intentions or more, but, there's some people that,
Yeah.
the money's not going
Yeah.
towards the cause kind of
Yeah.
deal,
Yeah,
or,
yeah.
or enough of it. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
so,
Absolutely.
no, I appreciate you.
Thanks, Tanner. I love your family. I love
No,
you
we
guys.
you.
And you guys have been definitely a huge part.
Before I forget to ask, did you guys have everybody over for Easter? Or?
No, we actually ended up having for Easter a table full. Well, we had a Farmstead family that was at our table. Our kids were off doing their things. Our daughter got engaged this weekend, so that was super cool.
Congratulations.
Yeah, she got engaged. So go Adriana and Scout.
Hey.
But yeah, we worked.
Yeah.
We were that's farming 7 days a week.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was awesome.
Good. Everybody doing good though?
Yeah, everybody's great.
Good.
Everybody's great.
Good.
Yeah, being a nana is like one of the best things in the world. Yeah, love it.
Yeah, everybody tells me like, because my kids, they're at this age, they're like, hey, just make sure you take them. Like, I honestly have taken that to heart, and I just love every moment of it.
Yeah.
They're at a good age.
I saw your boys and Erica. I was at the Starkey Market.
Oh yeah, they
delivering
said
some
that.
eggs,
Yeah.
and goat milk, and I'm like, I know that girl. And I opened the door, and then there was the boys. They were all sweaty and playing outside. I was like,
Oh,
you
there,
go.
yeah. She had a sleepover. They had like 5 of them there.
Oh my.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 5 or 6 of them. 6 of them there.
Yeah.
Going crazy. I was actually working up in Cedar Key.
Yep. I love it.
God bless you, Erica. Yeah, she's like, yeah, those kids would not want to go to. They would not want to go to bed.
You wear them out.
Bouncing off the walls at 11
Yep.
o'clock at night.
Wear them out.
Yeah.
Yep.
We got some more comments.
All right.
Let's see. Okay, so Trisha Corwin Driscoll said, looking forward to visit this weekend and to see my grandson with the animals.
Nice.
Yeah, we are too, Trisha.
We are too.
Yeah. And then Scotty Blankenship said, the work's the fun part.
That's true.
Yeah, true.
And trying to get that over to my kids is kind of tough a little bit, but like because
Yeah.
I was the same way, like
Yeah.
doing all this hard work, and you think it's not fun. And, oh, I have to do this work, but then when you get older, I'm like, that's the best part.
Yeah, learning.
And it does happen. I mean, I got 2 letters from the U.S. Army, and it was from a kid that had grew up a Kiddy Up,
Mhm.
and it's hard work,
Mhm.
but it definitely pays off,
Mhm.
and no matter if you're a volunteer, participant, visitor, we always say nobody comes to Kiddy Up by mistake.
Yeah.
You're going to leave with something.
Yeah.
And so it's really cool when we get to hear about what they leave with. But yeah, hard work is fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
We got some pictures, right, Jesse?
Oh.
Oh shoot. Okay.
Oh, and also happy anniversary, by the
Oh,
way.
thank you.
Yeah.
Anniversary
Yeah.
with us.
Thanks.
Mhm.
Yeah, we sit here and we go, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
And then we're like, well, maybe we'll go get a nice dinner. And then Doug's like, yeah, I don't really want to go out to eat.
When you go spend all this money and it tastes really, I'd rather eat my wife's.
Yes, exactly.
You get in the kitchen and make something nice,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're really, I mean, you're 100% on there. Like,
Yeah.
food quality, a lot of places.
Yeah.
So I'll be cooking later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I love that
stepping off
picture.
into this venture of Wagyu beef. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you guys know Lane from Vantage Point, but he is a Wagyu cattleman. And we have 14 heifers that we've been wanting to get bred. So we are going to venture into the Wagyu.
Ooh, awesome.
Yeah. So we've got a bull that it's a bull calf. So he's got a
Mhm.
little growing to do, but he's got a big job ahead of him.
Yep.
So, which will be neat because again, that is all something that our kids will be a part of.
Yeah.
And
then you guys are going to bring them to market kind of a deal too, or?
yeah, those, bring them to market. And we're getting ready to start 4-H off
Mhm.
again. This gentleman, Chris, who was a retired fireman as well.
Yeah.
He's a horse trainer too, but he's going to help with us leading our 4-H group. So the kids all showed goats this year and
Oh,
loved
man,
it.
That was great.
It
That
was
really,
so
really
much fun. They loved it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
I
they,
get those every once in a while, like people, looking for sponsorships or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yep. So they're
I'll help.
There's
Oh,
a
yeah.
binder. Okay.
Which one do I want to have? Okay, this
Yeah.
one.
yeah, so they'll get into showing the cattle as well. And so yeah, plus they'll go to market.
And that teaches them so much. And they don't know what it's teaching them, but that's teaching them so much.
So
take care of
many,
something.
when kids apply for Kiddy Up for a job, I look at that, who has this interest or who has this experience,
Mhm.
or who wants to have it.
Yeah.
And those kids have definitely, they know the work ethic behind it.
Mhm.
And that's the thing. They know how to
Mhm.
work for it.
Yeah.
So,
You
yeah.
do a good job.
Yeah.
They get there, they go right to their animals and
Mhm.
check them. And in the meantime, they're looking at the other kid's animal going, is that all right?
Yeah.
They're kind of evaluating and
Mhm.
Yeah.
they don't want anything bad to come to any of the animals,
Mhm.
which just helps create a good human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
And, because when we started Kiddy Up at the very beginning of therapeutic riding, it's like, I'll never discount the benefits of what therapeutic riding does. But what I did learn was how much more we could teach
Mhm.
through all animals and
Mhm.
through productivity and through harvesting and through husbandry and all of it, so we just jumped out of the box, and then there's a lot of people who are doing what we do or
Yeah.
what we started doing,
Yeah.
and if we just kept on that track, it's kind of like McDonald's. They're
Mhm.
kind of everywhere now,
Yeah.
and we just wanted to be that ranch that was able to help as many people as we could
Yeah.
in the
Be the guiding
community.
light to other
Yeah.
people are like, hey, yeah, that's how it needs to be done.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. So, and that's why we've seen the growth that you're seeing.
Yeah.
So many
Yeah.
things have been happening and we actually have a few kids that work for us that have autism, and they come on their vocational work, programs, and
Mhm.
we get to see a lot of good stuff.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So
Cool. Let's see. Missy Hoskins, cruise planners, said, "Keep up the good work."
thank you so much.
Yeah, Missy's awesome.
Hey, we need a cruise one day, Missy. So we'll definitely be reaching out to you.
Yeah.
No, Missy's literally awesome. She hooked us up for spring break with our kids.
Awesome.
She's
Ready.
She's always
Yeah,
on it.
Doug's ready.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah, we went on the Carnival Utopia of the Seas, and that was just
Amazing.
yeah. It was only like a 4-day cruise or 3-night, 4-day, but it was like, I mean, you couldn't even see that whole ship in that.
Wow.
It was huge,
Yeah.
The
I don't
kids were
think
just running around like wild animals,
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Our feet wouldn't know what to do being out of
Yeah,
boots.
exactly.
Sandal, what are you?
Definitely need sunscreen on those.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a whole lot.
Our horses get more frequent pedicures than we do.
Oh, my mom's watching.
Hi, Mama Kielty.
Hi, Mom.
She says, "Awesome with love, Tammy."
Love her. Love her.
You have anything else?
I don't think so. Is there any other events that you guys are, anything going on at the ranch during Autism Awareness Month besides?
We have our
this
market
weekend?
days, so that's the third Saturday of each month. So that's a really neat thing to come and be a part of, and that's growing. We're going to start adding like different vendors and things like that.
Cool.
And like I said, 100% of the proceeds from the market go right to
That's
the
a
ranch.
great
So,
idea.
yeah, so it's
Yeah.
a constant fundraiser.
Mhm.
So I don't have like all of the expenses and everything with me right now, but it did like $11,000 in the
Mhm.
month of March.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's that constant fundraiser that we have going, and we love it because we also get to support other people in the community. So, like we have Adriana off of Hancock. Is it Hancock bread?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she does like our sourdough bread, and so we bring her bread in, and we sell it in our market. And Frog Feet Farm, she does our cow milk, and we bring her stuff in. And plus, now our Havla has had her baby. We also have some of our cow's milk there too. So we call it Have a Lava Latte.
Yep.
I saw that.
So yeah, but we'll have the markets, going on, and any homeschoolers out there, we have our spring dance coming up for our
Yeah.
homeschool population. Don't quote me on the date. I think it's April 25th, but that's
Do you guys do that kind of at night kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the-
yeah,
oh,
it's
that's
like
pretty-
it's
that's
it's
really
their
cool.
like little prom,
Yeah.
So and at the
It's
ranch,
fun.
which will
Little
be
hoedown.
super cool.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we have that going on, and then this will be later, but then we'll have our big farmstead festival, which will teach people how to process chickens, or how to grow their own food, and how to milk a cow, milk a goat. The homesteaders. It'll really be geared towards them, teaching them sustainability.
And you
So-
guys just do every time I talk to you.
Yeah.
You
It
do.
keeps us busy.
It sure does.
Too busy.
You're tired.
Where's that cruise lady at?
Yeah, right.
He's like, I'm not retired anymore. I'm just tired.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Fire.
Tanner. When he builds this shop, I might have to knock at the door and tell him to come outside.
Nobody's here.
Nobody's here. Shh, close the doors.
You're not getting a couch in there
Oh no.
or a recliner.
Well,
TV.
Right.
Mini split air conditioner.
for sure.
Where's Doug at? I'm working.
Oh God! If he puts an AC in that thing, I won't even be able to find my staff.
Yeah, exactly. Where's everybody else at? Oh, they're all with Doug.
We're working.
He had popsicles and AC.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Yeah.
We have 2 comments. So Mersad Baganovic, I hope I said that right, said, "Hey everyone, we would love to help you," from Bark and Brew.
Awesome.
Nice.
Oh yeah, cool.
Awesome. And then Missy says, "I would love to help you. I was actually a ranch manager for a horseback riding ranch and children's camp in Tampa. So I truly love the work you do."
Oh, that's
Wow, I learned something new from
awesome.
Missy, too.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yes, we have
We
lots
need
of
you.
volunteer opportunities, and yeah, that would be awesome. We'd love
Yeah.
to know you.
So I got just a couple things. So number one, you guys are doing, and I know Aaron doing an amazing job on social media, getting the
Yeah.
word out there.
Thanks.
So maybe if Jesse could put the Facebook up on there so they can figure out how to follow you guys, like and share.
Yeah.
For sure.
That'd
You
be
guys have a
awesome.
website too.
Yep.
Yep.
KiddyUpRanch.org.
Yep.
Yep.
KiddyUpRanch.org.
And
So
we're
go
trying
there.
to get that 10,000 mark of followers. So share,
Please
share,
help.
share,
And I'll go to
share.
my friends and I'll
Yeah.
invite them all too.
Share.
So, yeah.
Yep.
They do an amazing job. I mean, the video, Aaron does a great job.
He does do a great job. Alexia always, my daughter always informs me that she has the best hires of the ranch. So yeah. So Aaron is one of her friends from the gym, and then Jonathan, who does a lot of our admin stuff. He works remotely from Tennessee, but he also was a hire from Alexia. So she's like, just to note that, Mom. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, whatever.
That's true.
The only hard part is, Aaron has these things that are written out that you got to try to remember.
So it's funny that you say that, Tanner, because when he first started, I was like, oh, I got this. I'll talk about that, whatever. He goes, no, you're going to say it like this. I said, so what? Oh, yeah. No, Tanner knows how bad that went off.
She's exactly like me. I could talk like how I talk, but
Right?
it's hard for me to like read a script. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
verbatim, like,
Yeah, I could
because
do
it doesn't like flow very well. with
Yeah.
me. So-
Well, it was like the very first video that we did. I was like,
yeah, Brick knows. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, you got to cut it up for me
Yeah.
because I can
Well,
only
it's
go.
funny.
I can go a
There's-
sentence or two.
Yeah.
That's it.
When I went to film more videos for the event with Aaron, I just said, look, I was like, I'm just going to rip it and just see what happens. And it actually turned out way better. I
he
think I
told me you
like
did a
one
way
take.
better job
Yeah.
than Tanner and I
Yeah,
did.
but if you
But
would've
she
given me
was
a
sweating a
script-
little bit. She was standing in front
Yeah.
of the pasture, and I was walking back this way. And I was looking at her, and she goes, this is way harder than I thought.
Yeah, I can't do scripts either. I struggle.
Yeah.
So I was just like, let me just kind of say what maybe I can say, and it worked out.
Yeah.
We did it in like one take.
I couldn't
So-
believe yeah.
Mhm.
He
Those
did,
are my
yeah.
best. The
That's-
first time, if I could do it, I'm good.
Yes.
After that, then I'm thinking too much.
Yeah.
you know?
I know. Yeah, I listened to that video. I'm like, oh my gosh, Aaron, why didn't you just let me talk? He does a great job. But yeah, we're super excited for this
Yeah.
weekend, and
We are too.
I think it's going to be great. You'll the parking, so we'll park like where
Yeah,
the,
that's a good and there's a lot of people that go there, so you gotta,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
So we'll have like the
yep.
yep.
Yeah.
neighbors, everybody bringing hopefully everybody. Else.
Yeah, our
Yeah.
neighbors have been amazing
Yeah.
during these events, and they in the past have opened up their properties. The one neighbor though has since like actually put in a driveway, so
Yeah.
we told them we're gonna park
Park
over
in the
by the cow
pasture.
pasture area, and then we're gonna hayride people in. into the
So it's just the
ranch, so-
experience even coming there. You
Yeah,
know?
that's
right
really
from the
it,
start.
you know?
Yeah, right from the start. You
Could
have
be a
all this
riding lawnmower, you
experience.
bringing you up.
Yeah, right.
Somebody with a horse, somebody
Horse and
pedaling.
carriage,
I
right?
don't know.
You never know.
Yeah, I literally saw that last year. I said, "This is cool."
We're coming
Right?
up, and I had the little golf cart thing, and the wheel woes off this way. And we're like, all right, so that's not working
All
anymore.
right, get over it next.
Hey, we've come a long way though. I remember a first festival that we did at the very first Kiddy Up, and I was pulling a trailer with a 4-wheeler, and we were in the Golden Acres neighborhood, and I came around a corner and I lost the brakes in the 4-wheeler, and I had an entire trailer of people behind me, so I had to go up a hill, like come down and go up a hill to stop this thing.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God! Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
we've come a long way since
Oh, yeah.
then. We'll get you there safely.
Yeah.
Don't worry, everybody.
A big experience.
It
Yeah.
will be the experience.
Yeah.
You might put a helmet on to sign and release, but you'll be good.
You're good.
Yeah.
So my final question, and the one I always ask last. And gosh, you guys are already doing so many different things. I don't know what else you guys could do, but the next 5 years, where do you see yourselves?
Well, I'm gonna let Mr. Doug answer this one.
Oh man, don't leave it up. To me. What's the cruise ship lady's name again?
Yeah, we'll be cruising.
No, you just get to the point where you just level off, man. Let the good happen, let it keep happening. You get to where everything's running the way you want it to run. You can't be out there running and gunning all the time. You just gotta let it fulfill the way it fulfills, and build legacy after that, and memories, and just see what comes around the corner.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah. I feel like that's happened at Kiddy Up.
Yeah.
You talked about something just came around the corner and take it and go. And
We
just
definitely have
master it.
learned our timing is not God's timing.
Right.
Like this year, it was like, okay, so the 15th year is when the school took off. Like, that was something we had dreamt about 15 years
Yeah.
prior, but we definitely have submitted to that for sure, is that our timing and our plan is not God's plan. And we definitely want to stay sensitive to God's plan, because we know that is the one that ultimately works.
That's all that matters. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we get up every day, and we know that we want to make a difference in the day. We want to make a difference in our community, and we work hard. We're not asking for anything for nothing, and we work hard for it. And we just want to be a blessing in whatever that is. We let God lead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kind of fill our pants where we're at.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
if we get an opportunity to do something on another piece of land or something, just grow. Because I think that's one of the biggest restraints we're up against right now, is just,
Limited area.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
instead of having 20 cattle, we maybe will only have 7, just to
Yeah.
be able to accommodate that kind of, because you don't want to damage the land. You
Yeah.
want to make it all feasible.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that I think we really like where we're going. That school is where it's at. Those kids just love it so much, and I get to walk down there every day. And I don't really, I kind of see it from the outside. I don't really, I'm not a teacher or anything like that. Well, they all think I am. Hey, can you show me this? Can you show me that?
Oh gosh, Mr. Doug is the most popular person on the ranch.
Yeah.
He is.
It's because I wear my earbuds and I sing country
He
music.
sings out
there
loud
we
all
go.
day. Yeah, he is the happy for sure.
I just can't wait
just-
for 5, 10, 15,
Yeah,
20
that's-
years. People are going to come back to you and just say, like, you changed my life. I mean, you guys already see it, but like, once that really, like, keeps happening, that's going to be
Well, and they
awesome.
change our
That's a
life too.
legacy.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They do.
Yeah.
As you know, the people that you get to do life with and work with, and see, and the impact. But they definitely, it's changed my life for sure. I thank God every day that I get up and go out there and look at the ranch and work. It's like, wow, you did this, God. Like, you did this. It makes me emotional. It's amazing.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Super cool.
I know everybody in the community does, but you're doing the right things to getting your guys' word out there. But I mean, just what the impact that you guys are doing. It's awesome.
Thanks, Tanner.
And
Thank you
so
for
I
being
will
such a
always
part of
st-
it.
Yeah, no, I will always stand behind you guys,
I
thick or
appreciate
thin. I
that.
got you. You know, my whole family. So
Oh yeah.
We love your family.
All of them.
Yeah. Yep.
Whole Kielty team.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, we hope to see everybody out there Saturday,
Yeah.
12
Oh
to
yeah,
3.
Saturday.
for sure.
We're gonna have a lot of fun, and it's like I said, it might be busy, so get there, and expect to have some fun. So
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Lots of
Mhm.
baby goats to see.
lots of baby goats.
Lots of baby
yes.
goats. Yeah. And you get to see Bluebell, our new little baby calf.
Woo.
She's sassy. She's fun. Yeah. You get to see
Awesome.
her, and yeah. We'll have goat snuggles for everybody too. So
Oh,
yeah.
everybody love that.
Yeah.
Farm animals. I mean, you're just
Oh,
not beating
yeah,
that.
right.
can't beat it. Yep, that's right. So we'll see everybody there.
Yeah. See everybody there. See you guys.
Thank you.
Bye.